What it do, homies? It's your boy Dave, and I'm back today. We about to check out Dave and it's on Black Live at the BRITs 2020. Okay, now I don't really know much about UK hip hop or rap, but I did discover Daily Duppy and Alvino, I believe, yesterday. Yeah, the Daily Duppies. Just discovered that, and I saw this in the comments that this is another thing that I should check out. So let's go ahead, shut up, and turn it up. It's my first time hearing Dave, I believe. Okay. Sometimes I have trouble understanding like British accents, so apologies if I don't understand something immediately.
Look, black is beautiful, black is excellent. Black is pain, black is joy, black is evident. Working twice as hard as the people you know you're better than, because you need to do double what they do so you can level them. Oh, okay. So this is type, wait a minute now. Oh, what have I stumbled upon? Especially during, Black History Month. Okay, talk your talk. Okay. Now he gonna talk about some stuff that people gonna say that don't exist, right? And, you don't have to work harder, twice as hard and everything. I'm gonna tell you that there's some people that experience it, and there are some Black people that do not experience it. But to say that doesn't exist is completely ignorant, very, very ignorant. Come on. Twice as hard as the people you know you're better than, because you need to do double what they do so you can level them. Black is so much deeper than just African American. Our heritage been severed, you never got to experiment with family trees, because they teach you about famine and greed. Show you pictures of our fam on their knees. Tell us,
oh my goodness, bro, run that back.
Deeper than just African American. Our heritage been severed, you never got to experiment.
I love this. Something became very apparent to me back when it was a college experiment where we had to pretty much, kind of find our ancestors and everything. And one thing, there wasn't a lot of Black people in my class, like maybe one or two. But one thing that I found out was how difficult it was for me to trace my ancestors, how many hoops I had to jump through. I didn't get far. And then I had other people in my class who had books and stuff of their family heritage, pictures, documentation of going all the way back and everything. And I just thought to myself, like, where could I find this type of information? I can't just go to a library and just pick up a book and say, oh yeah, there it is, right? It's severed. That's crazy.
With family trees, because they teach you about famine and greed. Show you pictures of our fam on their knees. Tell us we used to be barbaric, we had actual queens. Black is watching child soldiers getting killed by the children, feeling sick, so quit, this could have happened to me. Mommy watching, telling stories about your dad and your niece.
I like that. He said barbaric and everything, but we had kings, we had queens. There was an actual society that you had taken. Bro, I didn't, man.
Sick, so quit, this could have happened to me. Mommy watching, telling stories about your dad and your niece. Listen, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Kid dies, the blacker the killer, the sweeter the news. And if he's white, you...
Oh my, the blacker the killing, the sweeter the news.
Give him a chance, he's ill and confused. If he's black, he's probably armed, you see him and shoot.
How many times I'm gonna pause this? This dude speaking bars every line? Every line? So basically you saying there's guilty until proven innocent, and then there's innocent between proven guilty to sum all that up.
White, you give him a chance, he's ill and confused. If he's black, he's probably right armed, you see him and shoot. Look, black is growing up around the barbershop. Mommy saying stay away from trouble, you're in yard a lot. Studying for ages, appreciating the chance you got, because black is in your blood and you ain't even got the heart to stop. Black is stepping in for your brothers because your father's gone. Standing by your children when you haven't proven karma wrong. Black is doing all of the above, then going corner shop. Trying to help a lady cross the road to have her walking off.
God, I love that little part where he said black is stepping up, when the father's gone and everything. I'm very fortunate to have my father in my, to find my father in life. But I grew up around, like I said, I'm very thankful. But most of the friends that I kind of grew up with did not have fathers in their house, right? They pretty much was just around their mothers and everything. And my parents weren't even together. I only got to see my father on like weekends and during the summers and everything. But it's 100% truth. What society does to the black man in the family.
try like to separate, let's kind of kill it out because they know that the black man's going to be the head to keep the family together. You remove that, and what do you got? You got a whole lot of rage. You got a whole lot of unkept rage, whole lot of sorrow, a whole lot of tragic and that type of stuff. And I nearly experienced it because, like I said, I didn't see my dad that often because my parents were never together. There was a time where I was acting up. My mother didn't know what to do. My dad came and picked me up. He asked me what was going on with me. And I told him that I needed to see him more, right? But there was just this rage. I didn't know where it was coming from. My mother didn't know where it was coming from. My dad stepped up and saw what was going on, and he took care of it. I think about that because I think about where I would have been, what kind of man would I would have been right now, because I was not going down the right path. So, and I know there's a whole lot of people out here that says, mothers can do what fathers can do and everything, and mothers, they're very, very strong. Okay. But I am a believer that there are just some things you cannot teach. Okay. That's not to say that families that have just mothers in there can't raise good kids. Of course they can. Okay. I'm just saying that there are things about being, that you just can't teach. That's what I think anyways. Okay. No need to, get all super angry. Like I said, women can, black women specifically, can raise successful children. It's been done. It's been done millions and millions of times. I just think there are some things that the kids, especially young boys, will learn probably from society that they could not get from their mother. Maybe another father figure, if you will.
Doing all of the above, then going corner shop, trying to help a lady cross the road to have her walking off. Black is growing up around your family and making it, being forced to leave the place you love because there's hate in it. People say you're faking it, never stay for changing it, but black is being jealous, you'd be dead if you had stayed in it. Black is struggling to find your history and tracing it. You don't know the truth about your race because they're erasing it.
Bro, oh my goodness. Yo, on my I'm gonna have stories for days, bro. I'm gonna have stories for days. On my 27th birthday, yeah, because I didn't have my kids yet. My wife she surprised me with that ancestry DNA test. And the sad thing about that test is that, I like to assume positive intent whenever I can, but it was just interesting, because I was just sitting there thinking, all right, where else can I go, right, to get this information? Here it is, the solution that says, hey, you can trace, where your ancestors are based off your DNA. And although some of that stuff, may be true, it may not be, it's still possibly the closest that I could get to having even a remotely amount of inkling of where I come from, right? That's crazy. Like you said, ain't no tracing it. There isn't. It ain't written down. It's not documented.
Struggling to find your history and tracing it. You don't know the truth about your race because they're erasing it. Black has got a really sour flavor. Here's a taste of it, but black is all I know. There ain't a thing that I would change in it.
That was powerful. Yeah, see, that's emotional. I like that.
Look, black isn't a single color, man, there's shades to it. Her hair's straight and thick, but mine's got waves in it. Black is not divisive, they've been lying and I'm hating it. Black has never been a competition, we're all making it. Black is deadly. Black is when you're freezing in your home and you can't get sleep, but never feeling empty because you got 20 cousins in your country living stress-free, walking for their water daughter wrapped inside a bed sheet. Black is distant, it's represent.
You notice, oh my goodness, you notice how he said cousins. You notice how he tied it in. I mean, not like cousins. Yo, I love that he said cousins.
Your home and you can't get sleep, but never feeling empty because you got 20 cousins in your country living stress-free, walking for their water daughter wrapped inside a bed sheet. Black is distant, it's representing countries that never even existed while your grandmother was living. Black is my Ghanaian brother, reading into scriptures, doing research on his lineage, finding out that he's Egyptian. Black is people naming your countries and what they trade most. Coast of Ivory, Gold Coast, and the Grain Coast. But most importantly, to show how deep all of this pain goes, West Africa, Benin, they call it Slave Coast. Black is so confusing, cause the culture, they're in love with it. Take our features when they want and have their fun with it.
Oh, look, man, on this channel, I try not to I want to say, I try to have some type of, I try to take control of my channel. Anytime things get a little bit too political, I tend to back off, right? Because for one, I'm not a political guy. you know, and and for two, I don't mean to speak about, you know, some things that I don't understand fully, right? The only thing I can speak on are some of the things that I can't understand, you know, and even though it might ruffle some feathers and everything, I tend to stay away from things that I know will bring drama, you know what I mean? But this is a powerful topic, right? I'm feeling compelled to talk about certain things, so I'm gonna talk about it. So let me run this back.
To show how deep all of this pain goes. West Africa, Benin, they call it slave coast. Black is so confusing, cause the culture they're in love with it. Take our features when they want and have their fun with it. Never seem to help with all the things we know will come with it. Loud in our laughter, silent in our suffering.
So, you know, one of the, oh my goodness, man, take all of our features, what they want, and then have fun with it, right? It's funny, my wife, she often jokes, she says she can't wait for this like big booty fad to kind of go away and everything. And I got to thinking, I was like, yeah, man, you know, you go way back into like you know, even the slavery days, or not even that long ago, probably 1980s, maybe 50s. I'll probably cut it off there. Your white women weren't looking nothing like they looking now, bro. They had zero interest in making their posterior or their lips as big as it is now. Right. And when we compare that to kind of like natural features of black women, or, you know, just women of color in general that naturally had these things, and now we see it everywhere. Right. So that's why I think when he says take our features and have fun with it. Now, it's not to say that people outside that are not people of color can't have these features. It's just that I'm seeing it everywhere now. And you can argue that it could be what they're putting in our food, right? The hormones and everything. You got people looking, you know, well developed and all that, whatever. Or, you know, you still got your surgeries, BBLs, which black women get as well. It's just that I'm seeing a lot more evident. I told my wife, I was like, you know, what got me with you is because, you know, you were just so fine. You were so thick and everything, right? And then I sit here and think about like none of the white women look like anything when I was in high school. None of them look like what they look like now. Not a single one. Not unless they were natural. But now, you go down the street, it's everywhere, man. But anyways.
Seem to help with all the things we know will come with it. Loud in our laughter, silent in our suffering. Black is being strong inside the face of the feet.
Now, to be loud in our laughter, silent in our struggling. You ever kind of, I don't know if you guys kind of work in an institution where they celebrate like Black History, or they kind of put like you know, companies do it all the time. You know, I don't, you know, from companies doing like marketing, you know, where advertising, you know, because they want to take advantage of all the popularity that is around like Black History Month and everything. Some companies will kind of double down on stuff by talking to their employees about it and everything. And I remember, you know, a while back, that the frustration or the annoyance I would see on some coworker's face that we were paying attention to this, almost as if they didn't want to hear it. I wanted to assume positive intent. Maybe they was having a bad day, but I thought that was very interesting because they were talking about the struggles.
Our features when they want and have their fun with it. Never seem to help with all the things we know will come with it. Loud in our laughter, silent in our suffering. Black is being strong inside the face of the feet. Poverty made me a beast. I battled the law in the streets. We all struggle, but your struggle ain't a struggle like me. Well, how could it be when your people gave us the odds that we beat? I mean, bloody hell. What about our brothers that are stuck in jail that couldn't bust the bell? They held a burden, gotta live with it. Black is being guilty until proven that you're innocent. Black is saying free all of my people stuck inside them prison cells. Think it's funny we ain't got nothing to say to them. Unconditional love is strange to them, it's amazing. Black has really got the sweetest flavor, here's a taste of it. But black is all I know, there ain't a thing that I would change in it. It is racist, whether or not it feels racist. The truth is our prime ministers are real racist.
Okay, so I don't know much about like government and everything or any type of thing that's going on over there in the UK. So, you know, I'm completely ignorant about, you know, the prime ministers and everything. I'll kind of just have to take Dave's word off that. But the visual they got going on piano, don't think I ain't seen that. That's actually really, really amazing. I like what he said about, you know, the racism and race and stuff like that. That even if you don't think it exists, doesn't mean that it does not exist, right? You have some people that just live extremely
closed lives where they don't see these things, right? So when they hear a sudden outlash of these things happening, they're like, wait a minute, I ain't seen it. My friend over there ain't seen it. They ain't seen it, so it doesn't exist. You know what I mean? And honestly, it's like I said, I like to assume positive intent, right? You can't help where you're raised at, right? If you live the close life, you live the close life. But I think that it gets to the point where as you get older, right, and you start learning what your rights and wrongs are, you start becoming an adult, and you start, making these decisions, that at some point you got to take accountability, right? That you can't feign ignorance, right? It gets to a certain point. I understand you growing up, you live a close life, you don't have experience of this, but I just can't hear that as an excuse if you're an adult saying that, especially with what's on TV. Like, you hear about it, right? Regardless, you become an adult, you start making your own decisions, then it becomes willful ignorance and not just, because you didn't know, you know what I mean? So
It's racist, whether or not it feels racist. The truth is, our prime ministers are real racist. They say you should be grateful we're the least racist. I say the least racist is still racist. And if somebody hasn't said it, equality's a right, it doesn't deserve credit. Now, if you don't want to get it, then you're never gonna get how the news treats Kate versus how they treated Meghan. Rest in peace, Jack Merritt, you're my brother in arms. There's tears in our eyes and love in our hearts. We never had the same background, culture, color or past, but you devoted your life to giving others a chance. And for that, I'm so taken aback, because he gave us all a voice. I have to say it for Jack. As a young black man that's seen paper and crack, giving tougher sentences, it's just paper and cracks. All he would want is unity, funding for communities, equal opportunities, people under scrutiny, no more immunity, way less hatred, more conservation, less deforestation. We want rehabilitation, now that would be amazing. But Grenfell victims still need accommodation, and we still need support for the Windrush generation, reparations for the time our people spent on plantations. I'm done.
I mean, you can't just listen to this and this 2 years ago. All right, let me go ahead and subscribe, because that was some powerful stuff. You can't just listen to this and just ignore it. Anyways, this is definitely one of the things where I kind of feel ill-equipped to talk about, but gives me a lot to think about. I can tell you that much. I'm gonna need to go back and listen to this and kind of dissect it a little bit more. It's already a long video. So anyways, I'd be interested in knowing what you guys thought about this down in the comments. That's the end of this video. If you enjoyed the content, leave a like and subscribe. Dave's out.